Well, hello everyone, and welcome back here to Gatekeeper Media as we bring you the conclusion of the 2022 CCR Open out in Holt, Michigan at Burchfield Park. We are back at the Renegades Trail Course, otherwise known as the Devil's Den. We appreciate you all tuning in, including our Patreon supporters, who of course we give a special thank you as they help make all this coverage possible. I am Dustin Mouret, and once again I am joined by Nick Hanson to bring in the commentary. How's it going, sir?
Going great. A little bit rainy today, but glad we got the round over with.
Yeah, I heard that there was some delays for sure for this lead car getting started. You can see it's a pretty tight grouping here for our top four players, and even past that, some of our players in the chase car are only just a stroke or two behind the podium. So definitely a chance here on this more open course to try to make a move and make something happen. So we're going to start with Michael Johansen, our leader. Putts with the ringers and bangers, obviously known for his comets. Loves to throw the mantis, and the Scorch has been kind of a new distance driver this year that he has kind of made his own.
Yeah, up next we have Andrew Martin. Prodigy putting the PA3. He'll be throwing the PA4. Mid-range is the M3. And for the drivers, he's going to be throwing the F2 and then the D1 and the X2.
We get the Scott Conway here playing for DD, is going to be putting the Judge using harps for approaches as well as maybe some verdicts. Has the Explorer, the Evader, Pioneers, as well as some Graces and Adders for some distance drivers.
And last on our card, we have Andrew Marwede, sponsored by DGA, putting the Steady. You'll see the Reef and the Squall. Some of his drivers, I know he's going to be throwing that Hurricane.
Absolutely.
We're on to hole one here, 354 feet, par 3. It's a little bit uphill. Players are going to either throw a big hyzer for right-hand players, or they're going to throw the low skip shot. And this is kind of one of the tougher ones to get a birdie on.
Yeah, and of course we got Michael Johansen taking the tee first, our leader. Been a PGA member since 2002. And has 160 career MPO wins. Definitely a veteran of the sport, and great to have him out here. We got Andrew Martin out of Cleveland, Ohio here teeing off, rated 1,009. Been playing pro since 2017 and has 33 career wins in MPO. Then third up, Scott Conway out of Winterville, North Carolina. Been playing pro since 2013 with now 43 career MPO wins, rated at about 1,003.
That one's going to be a little deep back there, but he should be able to get up and down.
Of course, now we got Andrew Marwede out of Michigan, fresh off of a 7th place finish at D-Glow. Also had some great finishes at the Memorial, Clash of the Canyons, and Texas States. Very much consistently kind of placing towards the top 30 on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and has a good tee shot there.
Yeah, shots like that will do it for you.
It's kind of a pitch up there for Conway, playing for the par.
Yeah, with the basket sitting on that little like mound there, this one you don't really... I feel like it's not really worth running if you're not inside the circle.
You can definitely get up and roll, and if it happens to get to that back hill, it could roll quite the way, so definitely risk versus reward on that one. So we'll see Marwede has a look at birdie, though. And he will find that right-hand side. Really well done there for Marwede. I know he's had kind of some bad luck with some putting when we saw him on our feature card, but it's a great opener.
Yeah, you're always happy to start off with the birdie. This one played pretty close to even today, so birdie's good, but par's just fine on this one to start the day.
And so the majority of our card will indeed be carding the par. No one taking any damage on this one. Marwede will card the solo birdie, and we'll take the box as we head on over to hole number 2.
All right, hole number 2, 600-foot par 4. You're going to have an OB on the left here. It's going to run all the way down along the basket. The landing zone is really anywhere out in here. There's a lot of room, a lot of different shots you can throw off the tee. Second shot's where it's going to be really important. You're going to get through this gap and skip a little bit in. so that way you can find yourself inside the circle.
And of course, Marwede going to the forehand. No surprise there. Definitely will put him in a good position. Looks a little inside, though. Gets caught up. Seemed like a pretty rough misfire there.
Just so smooth. No one's going to be out in the landing zone. I like that.
Yeah, nice little slow turning shot. Definitely gets him out there. Martin trying to play the big turnover. Getting this line just right.
And he's going to be down there quite a ways, but it looked like he was off to the left a bit. He'll have more of like a spike in, I would say.
Conway, too, looking for the bigger backhand turnover shot here. Starting to stall out, though, but still out in the open.
Yeah, so as you can see, if you just get through that gap and get out there, you're going to be in a good position to try and act for a birdie.
I believe this is Marwede. He got really caught up off the tee, trying to scramble. And honestly, considering where he was, pretty solid play.
Yeah, I would take that if I was him. Oh, yeah. So that tree's inside the circle. He's probably looking at about a 20-footer.
Yeah, definitely set up for birdie. Here's Marwede trying to have the successful scramble and save par. And I'll certainly give him the circle one putt to do it.
At first, I thought that was going into the bushes, but it just kind of kept flipping up there, and he's going to find himself inside the circle.
Yeah, so far, everyone within 25 feet at most of the pin. So lots of good circle one putts here. We'll see if Conway can join. A little bit further away, but still in the circle. Maybe just on the edge.
Great birdie out of him from, like you said, outside the circle. Getting started early with that putter.
Yeah, certainly a good birdie there. Martin and Johansen have the opportunity to do the same. This is Marwede to save par after a little bit of a misfire off the tee. And yeah, he'll do it, so no damage taken.
So the cards today, the last three cards all teed off about a half hour to an hour after their original tee time with the lightning delay we had. So later than we expected, but we're on to hole 3 here. 810 feet, it's par 4. Players are going to want to try and land about here to then tack the green. There's going to be OB running left and right sides. It's going to wrap around the green. The basket's going to be in a little bit of a bowl.
It's an interesting kind of green feature to be inside the bowl, and the OB definitely comes in tight on that back and right-hand side, right near the edge of what would probably be circle 1 over there, so definitely going to try to comp a little bit short on the approach, stay in that bowl. That shot gets a little bit away from Martin there.
Yeah, he'll probably have to play for par from back there.
Definitely want to try to be as straight as possible on this one. This too looks a little too turned over and does get caught up there, but still in the fairway.
Yeah, they're all kind of pushing the same way. There was definitely times where the wind was pretty swirly on the course today. So this could have been one of those times where they thought it was doing something and it ended up pushing all their discs right.
Yeah, Johansen just playing for the par here, just making sure he makes some progress up the fairway and stays away from any trouble on the right-hand side. Conway forcing over something pretty stable.
A great shot. He's going to have a circle 2 look from there.
Perhaps Marwede trying to just make sure he doesn't get OB, tried to kind of flex one, but turns it over a little too much.
That one also faded out there, and we're looking pretty short for runs for 2 for those guys, but possibly.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a lot of laying up for par on this one. Johansen had still quite a ways to go on his approach, but able to get it up there inside the circle. Oh, man, the one tree you can't afford to hit.
Good run from back there. I mean, if that would have been flat ground, that might have been in.
Yeah. Now maybe get the Conway, who's maybe just outside circle 2 or just on the edge of it. But that is going to be a little off. So let's settle for pars for most of these guys. Marwede has to work for his, though. And just not feeling it yet.
Yeah, it's early. Discs are wet. I would say most players didn't get their normal warm-up routine in today, so kind of got to flush those things out on the first couple holes.
Looks like pretty much everyone else here has a pretty routine par tap-in. Marwede looking at bogey after having a couple of mishaps.
Great Lakes Disc, located in Grand Rapids, Michigan, is a fully stocked retail disc golf store that fulfills all of your disc golf needs. We carry all of the major manufacturers, accessories, and offer player and event sponsorship, along with tournament payout assistance. To learn more about Great Lakes Disc, visit greatlakesdisc.com.
All right, we're back, and we're on hole 4, 364 feet, par 3. Shots are going to need to move left to right, either a forehand for the right-hand player or a turnover. Really, if you just get through this gap, it'll kind of fade towards the circle.
And Johansen looking just to play a fairway driver here, up the gap, slow turnover, and absolutely nails it. Really well done. Good looking shot from Martin as well.
A great shot there. Faded out a little bit, but he's still going to be inside the circle, looking at birdie.
Yeah, probably like a 25-footer or so. That one just gets a little too high for Conway. We'll get caught up. I imagine we're going to be seeing Marwede play just the power forehand out wide, just getting around everything.
Exactly that. He's going to be a little short. Still inside the circle, I think, though.
Yeah, look close to the edge. So definitely has some chances for birdie for the bulk of the card, whereas Conway trying to just pitch up. Shorts it a little bit, but inside the circle, save par. There's Johansen.
He's coming alive early with that putt. Watch out, folks.
Martin looking for his share of the scores as well here on hole number 4, putting it in there from near the circle's edge. That's a couple of birdies for him and Johansen so far this round, the 4 holes we've got played. And Conway will be getting a par here. Marwede looking for his second birdie as well coming up. Try to start battling back on his scorecard. Wasn't the most confident stroke and looked a little choice, but does make it in there, and that's all that matters.
Sometimes those ones give me confidence. If I make like one of those, it's like, all right, see, it's not that hard. You can make even those putts.
That would have been straight up.
I feel you.
Round hole 5 here. 404 feet, par 3. Player's going to throw a big swooping hyzer to just get right in front of this tree and skip into the circle.
Johansen still having the box here. This one looks real wide. Has stability, though.
And he's going to land just outside circle 1 there.
This is more the line I was expecting to see from the card. A little more inside. Gets up there good ways.
Yeah, he's going to be... Luckily, he skipped past those 2 trees, so he should have an open putt there.
Also really wide from Marwede, but gets some great ground action. Really precise shot there. That'll put him within 10 feet of the pin.
Yeah, it looked like he went actually on the backside of that tree.
Good looking line here from Conway. Gets around it. Nice little roll back in as well.
Great shots out of our lead card here on this hole.
Absolutely. Oh, Johansen actually puts a little too much power on that circle 2 putt. We'll have to settle for par. Everyone else, though, I believe within the circle are on the edge. Yeah, this one's just outside the circle as well. Doesn't matter for Martin.
Dang. Let's go.
This putter's certainly on early here, man. He's hit a couple of big ones already in this round.
Yeah, and that's what you're going to need to take down Michael Johansen, I would say.
Because I feel like the other course that y'all played at this event played more to Johansen's strengths, but with him already having a 1-stroke lead coming into this one, definitely.
Yeah, just like how like smart conservative he plays to like know when he needs to play for par and not for birdie to overextend himself. He does a very good job.
Yeah, again,
It's maintenance, you could say.
yeah, many years of experience on that guy. So we are going to have 3 birdies here on our lead card on hole 5 as we start crossing in towards the end of our front nine here on hole 6, a par 5.
Yeah, 1,000 feet. Players are going to try and get out past these 2 trees here and push just as far as they can. The second shot, you just want to get over the sand trap you're seeing here. And then the third is going to get you down this hallway here. And hopefully into this bowl green, so you have a nice easy birdie putt.
A little high and inside there from Martin. And actually goes OB. Oh, no.
Yeah, so I think he's able to advance to the drop zone with OB on that side.
That's really the main thing, is just getting through this gap and getting out into the open. And that is exactly what Marwede achieves with that drive.
Another one right in the landing zone.
Good looking shot here from Johansen as well through the gap. Be happy with that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would say this one is more your first 2 shots just need to be in bounds because all of us have enough distance to get there for the birdie.
It's a fair point. This is threatening that OB on the left-hand side, but we'll stay short of it by about 10 feet, so plenty of room to work with.
Also fading out. And
A little closer than I wanted to
looks
be.
like he's also going to be safe.
He's a little closer to the line there, but does stay inbounds nonetheless. As Marwede throwing a huge turnover here.
He wants none of that left side OB.
No, and he makes a ton of progress as well. That's going to be a much easier approach distance to grab his birdie.
Yeah, that was huge. So yeah, as we saw, he went OB on the left side, so he was able to advance this drop zone.
Yeah, but this is looking a little bit scary, man. It's going to be OB again.
Shoot.
This is now Martin throwing 5, I believe. If I can do math, that's going to get caught up as well.
He'll be putting 6, it looks like, there from circle 2. Yeah, MJ was real close to that OB, though.
Yeah, he was. Kind of pulls that one over a little bit too much. Doesn't make as much progress as he was hoping for.
Go, go. No, you're good. Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's beautiful. Slides under that tree, and he's probably going to have about an 18-footer from there.
Yep, great chance for birdie, that's for sure. This is a great upshot from Marwede.
Oh, man, almost running it.
Yeah, it did seem like kind of a soft bid. I mean, I guess with the bowl, if you push a little deep, you can catch the backside of it and stay close. Johansen thinking kind of the same thing with that bid.
Another good run, yeah.
So this is probably about a 50, 55-footer to try to get the bogey.
Almost.
And so that'll be a double for Martin with the 2 OB shots. Knock him down a couple of notches. Got Conway, though. Able to put that one in there. A couple of birdies back to back. Actually, we'll take now a stroke lead over Johansen. That should put him at solo leader to the Martin's double.
Good bird.
Yeah, there's going to be probably some back and forth here today, I would think, with how tight all these scores are.
Absolutely. This Marwede actually will tie up with Scott Conway with his birdie putt there. And we'll be back to finish out the front nine after a short break.
All right, we're back and on hole number 7. 830-foot par 4. Players are going to try to get out to the open there, and then the second shot is going to be another big shot to try and get to the green to have a birdie look. It is also a very tightly guarded green. No surprise that it plays like the hardest hole in the course.
Marwede's going to get caught up in a tree there on the fairway on the right-hand side, so might have a bit of a tricky second shot ahead of him.
Get up over it, please.
This might be overturned here for Conway. Needs it to fight back in a hurry. Does manage to get back in bounds.
Well,
Yeah, that disc was a fighter for him.
I think he also might have got stuck by one of those trees, though, so might be tough. And that might... Ooh, that knockdown helped him.
Yeah. This hole's so tough. You throw like a 420-foot shot, and then you still end up behind a tree somehow.
And of course, Martin looking to try to fight back a little bit here after a tough double on the previous hole, but good looking shot.
Yeah, nice flex shot to get him out in the open. And I think this is another one where Johansen's just playing for his par.
Yeah, considering all the trouble and the distance, not a bad call. Very tough to attack the screen on your second shot to get a birdie.
Yeah, you've got to really be quite a ways up the green, up the fairway to try and attack it. As you can see, most of these players are just trying to pitch quite a ways down the fairway.
Conway's got enough progress to where he could attack the screen with the right shot. But catching some cabbage on the way kind of takes that out of the equation.
You know, a lot of our players are left themselves about a 200-foot approach to the basket.
And that is a fighter of a disc for Johansen. That thing went through some rough patches to get up there, but that's a close putt for par.
Marwede going a little deep there with that sidearm, but should have a circle's edge putt for par.
Yeah, gonna be a bit of a tester, but we'll have his chance as we get to Martin. It's a nice soft hyzer into the green, and that'll do just fine.
It's tree love on this green. I love to see it.
Great limb.
Oh, man.
Coming in hot on the cameraman.
Heck yeah.
Great putt from Andrew.
Indeed, Marwede after the turkey will card the par here, keep him at 3 under on the front 9. Rest of our card well within the circle to grab their pars as well here on hole 7.
So this hole today played a whole stroke over par today, so it
Darn.
averaged 5.08.
That is quite the handicap.
Birdies on the day.
Does seem like a pretty tough par 4, so not too surprised.
Yeah, you really got to be in the perfect spot to have a chance to even attack the green. But we're on hole 8. So it's 230 feet. It's going to be a little down, and then it's going to be back up to the green. The green is going to be sitting on a flat spot, but really it's just trying to throw something that's going to navigate and get through these trees. There's plenty of lines and plenty of options.
Yeah, the flex forehand seems to be one of the more popular options, but Marwede is going to get caught up as he was fading into the circle.
Yeah, there's just a wall of trees, and we just got to poke through them is all.
All of the trees, indeed. This is the other option that you see quite often. It's just kind of the slow fading backhand, and that will get inside the circle there for Conway. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Close one, but skips up into that circle.
Yeah, I thought that thing was about to nail one, but it does get by, and it's close.
He immediately hated that one out of the hand, unfortunately.
Man, Johansen's got a tricky one here ahead of him. Has to go to an Anheuser putt around the tree. Does draw a little bit of metal there, but we'll be settling for par. Great connection, though, for Conway. As again, as tight as things are right now, collecting a birdie like that when you know Johansen's taking a par is certainly great news for him.
Good birdie there for Martin.
Yeah, definitely wants to get back to scoring after that double on hole 6. Try to keep himself in contention, as there's still plenty of golf to be played here in this final round. Marwede, of course, still certainly in the mix with that par.
All right, we're on to hole 9. 492-foot par 4. Player's going to want to throw a shot just past this tree, landing zone here, to then have an approach into the green. You're going to see probably some sidearms into the green, but if you skip, you're going to skip right up towards circle 1. Probably have a look.
So Conway with the birdie will take the box. He's now knotted up with Johansen for first position.
He got far enough left, he might just have a straight shot at it.
Martin also putting a good move on that, getting into a good position.
A little wide, but a couple good skips, and he's in a good spot as well.
Yeah, so pretty much everyone kind of where they want to be, but Johansen has a bit of a longer approach ahead of him.
Get up there. Oh, skip up in there. Oh, yeah.
Effective. Don't let effective.
That'll do. Probably be right outside the circle for a birdie look.
Ooh.
Hit that tree or just skip up?
You usually almost get like kind of like a reverse Annie skip on that ground.
It's kind of what Lucky he was banking on, but unfortunately it just drifts off, and so he's going to have a tricky putt. It's great up there, though.
Fortunately, he's going to kick and be in the bottom of the middle of circle 2 there.
Yeah, this is very tricky now. Tries to give it a little bit of a toss there, not quite. Lengthy one here for Johansen. Whoa! Oh, my goodness. That thing was living on the edge for a moment.
Let's go.
That thing was leaning on the rim, and it had a choice to make. And in the end, it chose to lean in.
Little 50-50 ball that drops.
I mean, that thing was literally 50-50 off the rails. It gets in there nonetheless, as Martin will save the par.
That's a great par save from back there. I didn't realize he got that deep.
Here's Marwede for a chance to end the front 9 with a final birdie. Get on the 4 under. Keep himself in the mix. And that'll do. I believe Conway pretty much has a drop in. And so he'll stay tied with Michael Johansen for the lead, with Marwede a stroke behind.
There it is, solid putt. This looks a little tentative, but it looked good for Michael.
And to be fair, it's also a little bit more than the drop in that I alluded to. So fair enough, as that is going to be Conway making a run here on the front 9, gaining the ground back with the 5 under par. Again, Marwede just behind by a stroke. Same with Noah. Tim Barham, up there as well in the mix in the chase card. And so, we do appreciate all of you for tuning in. Hope that you'll follow, subscribe so you catch the conclusion on our back 9 here for the CCR Open, as well as our future coverage of Disc Golf Pro Tour and other events this year. Again, special thank you to our Patreon supporters you see on the screen who help make all this coverage possible. Again, I'm Dustin Mouret, and joining me is Nick Hanson.
Thanks for having me. Excited to get to this back nine where looks like we're going to have a hot battle on our hands.
Absolutely. See you there.